Hello and welcome back. My name is Shadow. This is the last video for the coloring of the Cyclops and any work on the Cyclops as is actually. If I do believe there's little bits left unfinished in the video, so if you want to see the full final piece, you can check either my Instagram or my Facebook. The links will be down in the description. I'm going to apologize right now. I'm coming down off a flare, so I'm not feeling super great. So I'm probably going to sound like an idiot again. It's kind of becoming as per usual. Okay. This video is mostly like shading and small details left undone. So when I do my shading, I'm kind of falling into a habit where all my light sources come from, like the top right. So I'm also using this series as a way to explore other light sources and to practice and to kind of force myself to change. Because when you're doing a lot of work at the same time, like aka prepping for a con, then it's just easiest to fall into patterns that you do all the time because you're trying to get done as much as possible, and it's really not the time to be experimenting with new stuff unless you're sure of what you're doing. At least for me, this is what I find. So usually in my between seasons and off seasons is when I start learning new stuff. So I think I'm right now going with my mid-range because I always do my base tone, which is my lightest, or even closer to a highlight. And then I build up from that. Most flat surfaces you can kind of shade the same. Liquid is a little bit more difficult because it's not flat planes. There's bubbles and overlaps and everything. So it's either lots and lots of references, or you kind of get used to seeing pictures and you kind of pay a little more attention to life, and you can kind of see how light falls on stuff like that. I'm not saying I'm good at what I'm doing. I'm also saying I can't draw water for shit. So don't expect a whole lot of water in any of this stuff for exactly that reason. But for what I have, what it is, it's not too bad. That being said, this is probably the most gore you're going to get out of me. I'm not a big fan of the super gore and the organs and the brutal killings and that kind of stuff. I don't care. So you'll get skulls and bones because I absolutely love skulls. But if you're worried that my work is going to go too far, this is probably the extent of that topic that I'm going to get into. So hopefully I'm not scaring too many people away from my change of art. Because yes, I've gone from a little bit fluffier, prettier work to something like this. But that is the art process, unfortunately. Liquid on the ground, which the puddle's probably going to look like crap, but you have to kind of remember that whatever's over top of it is going to cast a shadow. Yes, I get it. Bad pun. But also, reflections off of everything around it, your light source reflections, gradients. So another thing I'm going to have to learn. Well, not have to learn, but kind of improve. Because we all have these base skills, but it's just kind of what you do with it. And I've been drawing for most of my life, but I've only been trying to, purposely getting really good at it the past couple of years. So I still got a long way to go. I'm trying. Oh, I'm sorry. That's probably all you heard was rustling. I'm really sorry. For her hair, you'll see here that I'm using it's actually a really dark gray. It's C7, cold gray 7, which just means it's really dark. A lot of black hair, hell, even black fur, if you look, it's not actually gray, or it's not actually just black. I used to have a black cat, and when you saw her in the light, her fur was actually a dark, dark, dark red. And same with people with black hair. Depending on the shade, it's actually almost blue. So for this hair, I usually, when I do black hair, I just do the whole thing black and then do white highlights, almost a shine, because you can't really get darker than black. So this one, her hair is not quite black. It's almost like just a really, really dark gray. And that's why I used a shade a little bit lighter than black to go with it. Because I was originally going to do like a bright color or something like that. But the more I got thinking about it, the less I liked the idea of getting another really, really bright, highly saturated color. The red is kind of dominating that, and I'd like to leave that as what's bright. Yeah, and since I gave her dreads, shading dreadlocks is a little bit different because it's not just straight hair. So I hope I did them justice. I didn't screw it up too badly. If there's any background noise, I'm sorry. The mailman just went by, and the clink of the mailbox is really loud because it's right beside my window. So I'm sorry if there's a lot of background noise. I'm trying to eliminate how much background noise there is in my house. But we've moved boxes, so the house is really, really empty. So it's twice as loud as usual. So I'm really sorry if there's a lot of background ambiance. Using the gray and the black also made it really, really quick to shade. Because usually I'm like 4 colors in when I'm doing hair. So it's very, very fast. Also, coloring in the dead corpse thing. I did a different coloring style than usual because obviously he's dead. There's... How do I explain this? I guess there's not a lot of life in the color. So I figure you wouldn't get like bright tones and bright highlights. So I actually did almost like an ink wash, granted still with markers. But I did the gradient tones underneath. And then just did a skin tone over top. And I'm actually really happy with the way it turned out. It kind of unsaturated the color. Because usually in most of my pictures you'll see they're really, really bright. And this one toned it down a lot. So, because then you do that and then you do your highlights on top. But as it is without the extra work, it still looked appropriate. So, I think this video is actually getting close to an end. There's not as much white space afterwards. If you guys like my videos, don't forget to subscribe and maybe give a like. You can check out any of my other social media down in the description. And just thank you guys for watching.